Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball, presented by the U.S. Air Force. Unknowns accompany the beginning of a journey. Who will be the hero? Who will sacrifice so the party can continue the adventure? Who will be the champion and wear the crown? Day one of our 2024 quest continues with Team Nunaviller taking on Team De La Cruz Mejia in our second match of the night from Mesa, Arizona. As we get underway, this is match number 2 of 30 in year 4 of Athletes Unlimited Volleyball. This is how it works. 44 of the best players on the planet inside an innovative scoring system, which will come out at the end with an individual champion, the only one in the sport. Points for team wins, for individual stats, and your MVP voting, as well as the players who played the match, all to figure out who wears the crown. Welcome inside, everybody. Once again, here for match 2. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael. And Key, we've had one in the books. We're going for our next. What are you excited about?
Well, we had a firecracker of a first match, and it made me smile so much to see the returners coming back this season, playing some great volleyball. But what gives me actual goosebumps is the play we saw from some of the newcomers. We're going to have so many new stars this season, and I just can't wait for it. Okay, newcomers are going to factor, but it is the veterans who are captains right now. Team Nunaviller, Brooke Nunaviller, is the Swiss Army knife of volleyball. Yeah, she is fantastic, and she is a bundle of sunshine. With how much she smiles and cheers and supports her teammates, it's so easy to imagine her in the center of a cheer on the sidelines. However, we're never going to see that because she is never going to get off the court. She's a competitor, but she could probably also kill you with kindness. One of the young stars, Brooke Nunaviller. On the other side, a veteran and Olympian, a known name, Betania De La Cruz Mejia. Yeah, when I think about Betty, one word comes to mind: the Terminator. She's going to look into her setter's eyes. She's going to demand the ball, and 9 times out of 10, she's going to end the play. It's so easy to talk about her accolades, but when you boil it down, it is so simple. Betty will score. We'll have Savannah Collins on the sidelines later in this one. Betania De La Cruz, champion in 2022. Will she be champion again here in 2024? Lots of new faces in Athletes Unlimited Volleyball this year. 23 new players across the league. Lots of excitement. Here's another veteran, Nutsara Tom, an absolute international superstar in the game. Thailand, number 13 in purple. She will get us underway. Right side, it's a big stuff to start. De La Cruz and Caffey. There you go. That is Betty in a nutshell. She knows exactly where that ball was going to go. She moves her feet. She's so strong. She's an impenetrable wall when she blocks. Tom back to serve again. Boy, what a setting lineup. Tom and Alicia Childress. That ball is claimed to be up. I'm not sure about that. A charging Manami Kojima, another Olympian out of Paris, nearly underneath that one. The Japanese star coming off 2 Japanese League titles back-to-back and wearing the 88. I'm so excited to see her. She's going to be one of the most exciting players in the league. Hasn't really played outside of Japan and chooses to come here. That's so awesome. Lauren Page gets us started for the gold side. And that is quick into the middle. Tom delivers to Caffey. Caffey played at 3 different schools before it was the cool thing to do. Here's the wild thing. She got degrees at all 3 schools. Is it the cool thing to do now? Yeah, it's definitely more popular. She went to Mizzou, Nebraska, and Texas. Finished up wearing the 28 down there in Austin. Here's Betty. The big Beth with the big jump serve, and it's just long. I don't know, do you get a captain's challenge right away? Well, if anyone knows whether it's in or out, Betty's actually... She's asking us. She's looking over to us. You know, I bet on her 9 times out of 10, but I actually wasn't watching. I was looking down at my notes, so I got nothing for you, Betty. Sorry. Well, she's mad at us now because we didn't get a replay in time. I love our crew, but thanks a lot. Now I have to deal with an angry Big Beth. That's the last thing that you want. They are going to challenge. Captain's challenge number 1. 2 challenges per team per set. You don't carry them over. You go to a golden set. If everything were tied at the end, you could get 1 more. Let's see. Betania De La Cruz's first serve. Where did it land? Oh, I think I see a little bit of air between the end line and the ball from that angle. All right, our referees have access to a dedicated bit of cameras as well as our cameras, and the indication is that ball was out of bounds. So confirmed, and right away, Team De La Cruz Mejia is down to 1 challenge. Sorry, Betty.
If a ball is later hit this way, I will not be surprised.
Yeah, we got to put our helmets on now.
Good pass, Brittany Abercrombie, #1 off the board, the #4 formerly out of USC.
Yeah, Betty taking her as the first pick. She's a newbie, not really a newbie though. She has a few years of experience professionally, Korea and Turkey. And they've played against each other plenty of times, Puerto Rico and the Dominican.
Yeah, she played just 2 sets, had 9 kills, and hit 440 out of that opposite spot in the scrimmages.
Impressive start.
Yeah, that's a stamp on being the #1. Caffey, bump set, Abercrombie inside, tipped over the top, she's 2 for 2.
Yeah, and I like seeing players with a little bit of variety. She's already had one big swing, then she goes for the tip, so she's establishing early on that she's got a little bit of everything.
Backslide. Molly McCage, boy, what a performer #5 has been in Athletes Unlimited Volleyball. It's changed her entire life.
We know you love you some Molly McCage, but you're not alone in that. One of the few players also to get picked high as a middle. I think 5 times she went in the first round over her career. That's unheard of for another middle blocker.
Well, she was the first middle off the board, and she was at the #4 slot. Inside, wow, what a rip from Abercrombie. You're already getting an idea why she was the #1 pick. If this is going to be Abercrombie and De La Cruz Mejia on the pins, this could be the Purple Cobras. They might be frightening. Ball's tight, tipped. No one there. Again, just in front of a charging Kojima.
She's very convincing, though. Gets up and almost immediately looks over to the referee to see if she got it, but she's quick. That's the definition of Japanese defense, is getting under a lot of balls.
Molly McCage, tough serve. Remember Manet, first look at her. Second swing, and you're gonna love watching Lekator, member Manet. If you remember her rise, she was a part of that pit program, becoming something of a national powerhouse.
Well, she's showing a bit of power here as well. A couple of swings in a row and looking for that deep corner. I also love that defense from Abercrombie, right? She's showing that that ball's not gonna hit the floor.
This is a frightening pin attacking crew. Remember Manet, big jump serve ace, lighting it up right away.
Interesting that she's targeting that sideline as well. Nunaville are usually so stable in the reception, watching, hoping that it's out of bounds. No, that's all in money.
I think the best serve beats the best passer. Overpass. Betania, smooth, set. Tori Dixon collects the kill. That is Olympian to national legend to Olympian.
It doesn't get better, right? We talk about this all the time, how many elite level players come through these doors, and I think this purple squad is a perfect example. Just look at these 2 servers between Betty and member Manet. This is, well, commentator's curse, perhaps.
I had not seen member Manet play during that 2021 season where Pitt rose, where that conference rose, and then I watched her in the last couple of rounds of the NCAA tournament. I was utterly impressed. Her ability and willingness just to take a huge cut on the outside is so fun to watch. You're going to be enjoying that for the next 5 weeks. That ball is killed on the left side. There is Brooke Nunaviller, former Oregon star. Played for Matt Ulmer up there in Eugene. Hopefully we'll see him down here. Sydney Hilly back to the line. Just out of Wisconsin, 2nd season of Athletes Unlimited for Hilly. Slide again. Tom Com gets a pretty fortunate bounce. That tip is not going down. Nunaviller, left side again. Out of the reach of the diving Manet.
Good touches there, but a great swing by Nunaviller on the outside. And she's somebody who said herself she doesn't want to have to take the entire load of the attacking of her squad. She wants to have some other hitters step up, so she's got some big names there on her team as well.
Nunaviller, first time in the gold jersey, first time at that top spot. Will she be there after this weekend? That is a distinct possibility, but they're gonna have to get by a very talented Betania De La Cruz Mejia crew here. As Betty says, roll it forward. That is not the Ezekiel Elliott, that is next play. Abercrombie looking for hands, doesn't find it. A 5-point run continues for the women wearing black and gold.
That's a huge run, and we talked about consistency in the last match and service pressure from the end line. Both those things coming from Team Nunavilla right now.
Bad pass saved, but not well enough. Another point. How about this? Team Nunavilla, they have on their side 11 players making their Athletes Unlimited debut. 7 of the 11 making their AU debut. And they lead by 2. Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. We spend our beautiful 5 weeks here in Mesa, Arizona, just outside the Phoenix area. Looking forward to more terrific volleyball. The start of this one now 10-8. Nunavilla up 2 on De La Cruz Mejia. And you might have noticed already that excellent looking volleyball from Baden. Here's Savannah Collins with more on the specialty ball in this season.
Yeah, AU has a new volleyball this season, and it was influenced and designed by the players. So let me give you some details about it. The Player Executive Committee got together and talked about all the volleyballs they played with in their career, from FIVB to the Olympics, and this is the one they put together. So you see that neon detailing with the blue. They wanted the colorway to be bright, just like Athletes Unlimited. Then you have the logo over here with the gold detail. And Alicia Childress, who was a part of that group, said it was so neat to get to talk about the things you don't normally think about. How a ball feels in your hand, the way it moves in the air. Professionalism was obviously top tier when it came to putting together this ball. And she said it was really neat for Baden to come to them and say, hey, you're a pro sport, you deserve your own volleyball, and we care the way that it looks and feels for you. Just another way that Athletes Unlimited is a player-led league.
I absolutely love that. I think there are so many questions that don't get asked when you just take for granted that something is just the way it's always been. And Athletes Unlimited asks those questions. What should the ball look like? Should you be wearing short or long pants? Can you decide whether or not you want to have a training or have a weight session? These are the kind of things that are in the players' control in this league.
Absolutely a player-led league from start to finish. Player Executive Committee making a ton of decisions about everything you see as that ball does catch the top of the block and go out of bounds. I have a question for you.
Tell me.
7 of 11 players in Team Nunavilla are making their Athletes Unlimited debut. Biggest adjustments for players who are brand new to this system, this scoring, this paradigm.
I think it's, you don't think about the little things like how you have that connection with a setter or how you have communication with a teammate. We saw it just a couple moments ago, a ball falling between Betty and one of her teammates because they haven't played that long together. One of the biggest changes is that when you go overseas and play, or even if you play in college, you're together with people for a year, maybe 4 years, but definitely a few months. Here, you got to adjust so quickly.
You do have to adjust so quickly. And it's being done on the fly here defensively right now. Nunavilla with the pickup. Right side blasted into the block. Betania, no approach, trying to throw it to the corner. Tom with the read. Abercrombie. Longest rally of the match thus far. Tight. Joust. Won by number 81.
What do you know? What do you know about a bit of middles defense there? Kevin?
You love some good middle defense. Good defense this time in middle back. Abercrombie trying to finish, and that one is sent as a souvenir into the back of the arena.
It's interesting, if I hadn't looked at the score, I would think that Purple would be leading by a massive amount right now. The way that they're defending, playing a lot of ball from the backcourt. There's just a lot happening on this side.
Instead, you found some French fries up there. 11, set 1. Set over. Oh, Tom Com. She has read that book before. Nunavilla trying to get a good swing indeed. She sneaks that one under Caffey.
Nunavilla, one of those players kind of looking to find her groove right now. She's the top scorer on her side, doesn't really have a lot of help, and that's something she talked about after the draft. Again, needing a lot more out of her pins. We haven't seen really anyone step up yet.
Well, as Lindsay Vanderweyde, the key there, hit just 199 last season. I think expectations were higher for Vanderweyde, who is in the left front right now, opposite Nunavilla, who covers herself with a chicken wing. Chip shot, Vanderweyde tucked in. She'll have a tough opportunity and make the most of it. Left side once again. Remember Manet, lefty scoop. Is this how it's going to go all night? We're going to be here till midnight. Oh my, finally Caffey.
Hey, I'm here for it. If they're here to play for it, I'm here for watching it. Caffey was somebody fantastic last season with a big block. But again, have a look at the defense that the purple side is playing right now. And there's the way to finish. Betty is a Terminator. She's going to get it done.
Ball into the block of Betania de la Cruz, rejected. And then hit long on the other side, no touch. Vanderweyde over the top and out. You have to wonder what would have happened last year if Betania de la Cruz was not forced to say, I'll be back, and go to the national team for a couple of weekends and miss all that time, missed the 4 match days.
Yeah, I don't know that she had much of a choice, right? It was an Olympic year. She wanted to be on that Olympic roster. She had to commit to her national team. It was a sacrifice she made, but I think the question is valid. Could she have been the champion last season if she hadn't have lost all those points? I say yes.
Betania de la Cruz, multiple-time Olympian, including this past year in Paris. Played a more limited role. Asked her why, and she said, that's what my coach asked. Big dig by Betania. Can she convert it? Oh, nearly. Just wide. That ends what was a 6-1 run for Team de la Cruz Mejia.
And it's interesting, when we spoke to her before the match as well, she said, yeah, I think I might be ready to retire soon. I at least want to maybe think about more things outside of volleyball. But she said, I'm feeling a bit old. She does not look old at all.
No. Big block on the right side. Convert that one for Heidi Casanova.
Again, Team Nunavilla just hanging there with Team de la Cruz Mejia. Point for point. Neither team really getting a grip.
Casanova, originally out of Havana, Cuba. Has played in the Romanian League, Brazilian, Turkey, China, Ukraine, everywhere across the globe. Betty, right side, throws it into the block. That one is chicken wing back up. Nearly stabbed, but Vanderweyde puts it away.
I think that was a Molly McCage swing. I'm not going to let you take that from her.
Okay.
How dare you steal a middle attack? Kevin,
Indeed.
we see you.
Indeed. Known middle hater. Caught in the act. 15-14, Nunavilla with the 1-point lead. Good pass, fed to the middle. And that will be too many touches. That is a Molly McCage block.
There we go. Credit where credit's due. And she's been a little quiet so far. We haven't said her name as much as we expect to, but again, heating up into things. She is a veteran, but it takes that time to really establish your connection with your setter. She and Sydney Hilly having worked together a little bit last year.
Blocker of the year last year in Athletes Unlimited. On the all-star selections, the dream team, and then the all-position team back-to-back years. Another all-position player, de la Cruz Mejia, with another kill.
And again, that ball is going to continue to go de la Cruz Mejia's way over and over. She's happy to take the load for the attacking side of her team, the opposite of what Nunavilla spoke about. Betty wants that ball. She wants all the ball. Morgan Hens in the background, refueling after her match we just saw.
A team featuring 2 big jump servers rips that one. Betania in a perfect spot. Remember Manet. Oh no, Molly McCage, left hand.
Hello, Molly. Welcome back for season 4. You know, it's so funny. I remember when I played with her, in 2021, and she said to me, I think I'm done. Does that look like the face of a player that should be done playing volleyball? I'm so glad she came back again and again and again.
Her 76th career solo in Athletes Unlimited play.
The other thing I love about Molly McCage is she gives me a chance to talk middles. She gives me a chance to hype them up, and she is up for the hype. She lives up to the hype.
It's like giving someone an ice cream cone who already owns an ice cream shop. Like, you don't need an extra excuse to talk about middles there, Key.
And lives in Alaska. Yeah. Hey, I'll take any chance I can get. Come on now.
Paige Briggs-Romine into serve. Betania with the dig high into the top. That'll have to be handled, and it is. Backslide. McCage, yes. It's Molly McCage's world. We're just living in it right now.
1000%. And look at how fast she is. Watch her footwork here. She's running off the net, speeds up, gets in quick, and she knows she's going to beat Tori Dixon there, who in her own right is a fantastic blocker. Sees that she's a bit late, brings it inside.
Different sort of draft strategy for Nunaviller. She went middle blocker, setter, opposite. A lot of other teams ran with some outsides. Nunaviller being an outside perhaps didn't need it. Member Monet terminates that one. Is that like the T1000 and then the T2 kind of thing?
You lost me.
Yeah. Sci-fi.
I'm still trying to learn the language of Kevin.
Just trying to help in with the Terminator idea.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Abercrombie. McCage covered. And then another blast. We haven't had a chance to call Mary Lake's name. That was a tremendous coverage play. Didn't result in a point, but nevertheless, an excellent standout play by the woman in white.
Also notice that Alicia Childress has snuck into the match. A little bit of a change there for Betty's side. She is spoiled for choice between those two setters.
Another backslide, this time popped up. Oh yeah, Lecator Member Monet never met a hard swing she didn't take.
Yeah, physical, athletic swinger. We saw what she can do already from the backcourt. She's a little undersized, but jumps completely out of the gym. 3
kills already in this set, number 1. Nunaviller. Dug up. Kojima, successive plays, making plays. Member Monet wide of the block and wide of the court as well.
I'm looking at that second contact. Alicia Childress sprinting in the direction. Normally you give the setter the ball if they're going for it, but in this case, if Betty calls her off, she's not going anywhere near it.
Alicia Childress out of Penn State at age 36, still doing it, still slinging it. Inside the block, Betty another good spot. Nunaviller, left side. Tip thrown back. Multiple tips. I don't think that's going to get it done here. That one's over the top of the block and out. A lot of big swings being taken. Some are missing, 2019.
Yeah, quite an experienced side here for Betty De La Cruz between herself, Alicia Childress, Tori Dixon. I mean, those are some veteran players on this side. Back to the service line. This is going to be one of my favorite players to watch from the end line, I'm sure of it. Oh.
Childress, right hand. That ball is stuffed. Team De La Cruz Mejia with the point.
So many angles to look at as well with all our crew catching that one. Pressing over is Betty, and she's calling it before. I mean, she didn't really have that much time. Split second before it hits the ground.
Remember the points, +12 for Betania De La Cruz and her individual stats for that stuff. There's +5 for a dig. Kojima, Betty cannot add to her total there. But it's added at the blocking side. Childress and Dixon team up. Childress celebrating as though she's going to take home the +12 for the stuff. 22-19. Team De La Cruz Mejia force a timeout out of Team Nunaviller. This is match number 2, our first match, and it's 71-67. Team Hens in a comeback performance defeating Team Valentine Anderson. They took home 140 team points in that victory, and Kat Bell at opposite figured huge in that one. Bell, 12 kills, MVP 1 honors. Maddie Kingdon on the other side took home MVP 2. Monserrat, the setter there, number 33 in blue, took home MVP 3.
I was so impressed with Kat Bell in that match. I knew I would be as well. She's one of my newcomers to watch for a reason. So versatile, so strong, athleticism inbounds. She has absolutely every reason to be going for a captain spot.
Perhaps no surprise that a team that is the back-to-back defending NCAA champs in this season has a couple of players playing well. Kat Bell of Texas won a title in 2012 with that program, and Jared Elliott. And now, on the other side, Molly McCage, who also played in that program, has been dominant early on. Look at the MVPs that are voted on by the players, as well as our fans after every match. Listen, fall is here. You can't tell in Arizona as it was 106 degrees today. But the AU Pro Shop has you covered with the latest volleyball gear. Some of it short sleeve, might be good when it's warm. Check out our online store at shop.auprosports.com. It is the destination for players' merchandise, new arrivals, and exclusive styles you won't find anywhere else. Yeah, every moment counts. That is true.
I liked that one that Gabby Blossom was wearing. That was a beautiful color, that sage green.
That sage green will play well on Sunday, won't it?
There you go.
There you go. A number of the athletes choosing that green as our athletes from match number 1 enjoy match number 2 here on opening night. Taylor Bruns-Tegenruth, Aaron Fairs, both members of the executive committee.
We saw Aaron Fairs having a snack there. And another player-led decision, sustainable packaging for meals to go that she's got there on the lap.
All right, I'm going to be looking for one of those after our match. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael enjoying match number 2. Set number 1, keep in mind what is at hand here. Not only your individual stats, but you cannot win this individual title without team success. And every single set you win is plus 40 points for everyone on that side. And an overall match victory will net you plus 60. There are 180 team points. A sweep of any one match, it plays pretty big on the leaderboard.
And it's interesting because I think from the outside you look in and you think a league where each player earns individual points, they must be just playing for themselves and only thinking about themselves. Not so. It is a team-led sport. It's a team-led league. And as you mentioned, those win points have a lot more value than just getting a kill or 2 by yourself. Of course, add it all together. If you're Betty Dela Cruz, you're going to get both. But it's an interesting style.
If you're Lecator member Monet, you already have 1 ace. You're looking for another. It was plus 12 for that first one. Just out of the reach of number 23, Tori Dixon. Longtime national team standout and AU veteran.
Really good from Team Nunaviller to get member Monet off the line there. Couldn't afford to bleed any more points.
Lauren Page with the kill on that last swing, and just out of the reach of Page, that tip. There are 3 ducks on that side. A lot of familiarity figuring into drafts and draft positions.
I thought that was an alliteration, getting their ducks in a row. You never know when it's Kevin on air.
Dueling ducks would be alliteration, right? 23, 20. Dynamic ducks. There's a kill from Page. Feel like I'm at the AVP League, maybe, where it's all alliteration. New York Nitro, Miami Mayhem.
You're right.
Your favorite team.
Gotta rep the team.
Betania trying to close his first set. Kojima covering her. Betania chips. What a diving save by Hilly. All the options. Caffey doesn't connect, but it goes into the campfire anyway.
Caffey's someone we learned in the last season what an aggressive defensive player she is, if that makes sense. Really good in the block. Didn't get utilized all that much in the offense, but I like her switching it up there, using her range, using those tips.
Yutsara Tomcom will return to serve set point number 1 for Team Dela Cruz. Short, tough serve. Van de Weyde, second swing. What a take by Kojima. That ball's still good, playable. Women in black need this one. They don't get it. Kojima with another stab. Ooh. Oh, Dela Cruz, downward trajectory. Abercrombie for the 40 points. Got it. Much like this first set overall, it was not easy to win the point, but it took just one set opportunity.
Wasn't easy, but these two teams, and specifically De La Cruz, have such a balanced offense. It's not just the Betty De La Cruz show this time around.
Every player has 40 points, and they are +4 in the overall. Set 2 on the way. For Team De La Cruz Mejia, a 25-21 victory is good news indeed. What might not be good news, the numbers from Betty. She hit 110 with 4 kills. There's a lot of upside left there.
Yeah, and on 19 attempts, we know she's gonna get a lot of balls. She's looking at her setter specifically saying, give me this ball, let me attack, but she's making waves. She's making things happen even when she's not getting that scoring ability that we're used to seeing. So some of them being attacking in different positions, getting some blocks, cutting those angles off. She's the kind of player, like we talked about, she's gonna find a way to score, gonna find a way to win, even when it's not her day.
And she's going to try and fill that stat sheet as well with those 4 digs and 2 blocks. A lot of good positions by Betania De La Cruz Mejia. And she is one of our past champions, Jordan Larson, in season 1. It was a battle between Jordan and Betania. Second year, Betania wins. We talked about what could have been, but there's no denying the excellence of what was Leah Edmond in 2023.
Yeah, and she's taking a bit of time off from volleyball. She's actually getting into the broadcasting game, so you and I might be out of a job pretty soon.
Oh, man. Well, it's been fun, everybody. Enjoy Leah Edmond, vocal stylings of Leah Edmond. In that first set, Abercrombie with 7 kills, Nunaviller with 5 of 18 on her side.
And speaking of Leah, I did think as this season, as I was doing my notes here for the next matches, I thought, I'm so sad that there's so many players that we loved for so long that aren't coming back. As soon as I looked at the newbies, though, I got so excited.
If you want to rep your favorite volleyball athlete, the AU Pro Shop has player t-shirt options available for the entire 2024 roster in both youth and adult. Check out our online store at shop.auprosports.com. Joe Trinzi, facilitator, now in his 3rd season with AU. And a look at the merch that you can buy and wear proudly. All right, more on Team De La Cruz. Savannah Collins, the member of our team. Savannah, what'd you dig up?
Well, when they had 2 days of practice this week, there were 2 teams that actually scrimmaged, went full speed. It was Team De La Cruz Mejia and Team Valentin Anderson, and that was intentional. The emphasis for this purple squad this week was to get everybody up to speed. They wanted to be comfortable stepping into this game, playing beside each other, no hesitation between passers, especially on defense. They wanted to come into this game secure, and just off of this first set, I feel like I can see the results of that. A group that really looks comfortable from the jump and seeing a really balanced offense of a lot of people can step up and be that big swing.
It's so interesting, Savannah, that you mentioned that balanced offense. That's exactly what I was thinking as well. You got Brittany Abercrombie with 7 points. You've got Betty De La Cruz herself with 6. She's got Member Monet stepping in with 4. I mean, these players are taking that weight off of Betty De La Cruz. If you look on the other side, Nunaviller choosing a middle and a setter with her first 2 picks. Now, as much as I love me some middles and setters, is that the right way to go about a draft? I don't know.
Well, good news when you're asking that question. McCage had 6 attempts. Lauren Page had 8, so they definitely were getting the ball to the middle. They'd like to get a little more production out of it, maybe. And the other team might just give it to the middle. Lauren Page with the kill there. Page wearing the number 32 out of Riverside, California. Played in Portugal last season.
Nothing better than an overpass as a middle. Feels so good.
Another one. Back-to-back and 2 conversions for the 3-2.
Great start by Hilly. Tough serving again. We saw it from in the last match. Natty Valentin Anderson, another setter, taking things into her own hands. Hilly, you're not going to see her attack unless she has a really good ball, but strong serving is a way she can make an impact.
Here she'll look to deliver. Left side thrown back down. Beautifully done by Kayla Caffey.
That's the Caffey we know. Just hanging in the air, Michael Jordan style. Another one of those players that's kind of just contributing just enough to keep things really balanced on the De La Cruz Mejia side.
Perfect pass. Both teams working into the middle here in the second set. Scoop there, it'll be a bump set by Lake. And that ball blasted. Kojima in a good spot. Throw shot down the line, winner.
That is defensive effort on that purple side. Abercrombie with that tip right behind the blocker. And then bam, Nutsara keeping things alive. This is the difference between a good team and an average team, is they do not let the other side score easily.
Big block again, this one salvaged. Oh, and returned by Caffey. You love this.
Ooh. Ooh. What's not to love about that? Surely the fans at home are loving that too. I mean, come on, gets off the net, makes herself some space. Nutsara from the side set. Absolutely beautiful.
Key had to take a moment to get back in her seat after that kill. More middle action. This is the most middles we've seen set maybe in AU history.
I'm here for it.
Abercrombie tries to chip inside. Casanova right there. She'll get it back. Deep corner, winner. If you had these set, two hands to the corner, see the woman at the cage and collect your money.
Nutsara, she does it all. This is exactly why she's internationally renowned as one of the best in the world.
Team De La Cruz Mejia on a 4-point run. Right side, off the block and down, Nunaviller. She's gonna have to carry pretty good load on that pin.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the other players that she drafted. She's got Heidi Casanova, who was fantastic in the scrimmages, but only has 2 points so far, and one of them's from a block.
Brooke Nunaviller from nearby Chandler, about 8 miles away from Mesa. Looking for more points here. That ball is salvaged. Nunaviller out of the back row. No, it's into the middle instead. Betty doing it all. Van de Weyde, yes. Van de Weyde, 4-year starter up there for the Ducks, 2-time All-American. 2016, 2018.
Van de Weyde, another player from the scrimmages that got pretty much attempts in every single category and 2 stuffed blocks. She was fantastic, but where has she been tonight so far?
The match is young. She was in San Diego for the PVF season. A team that got off to a rough start and then finished strong. Strong dig that time, mid-middle back. And converted. Lecator member Manet set the table for that feast.
And feast it was. And again, I'm looking at the scoreline. And in my mind, De La Cruz Mejia is far and away, but Nunaviller are right there with them. Interesting. It's just a feeling. It's just a vibe on De La Cruz Mejia side. Do I sound like a Gen Z when I say vibe?
No, if you're vibe in,
okay.
then you would be
I saw
Gen
you
Z.
look at me out of the corner of your eye.
Now you can have a vibe.
Okay, okay.
You just can't be vibe in.
Okay, gotcha. Very.
Oh, Kojima again digging in. And the amount of offensive firepower is impressive for Team De La Cruz Mejia. Kojima paying dividends.
And that's exactly what I was about to say. That defense play right there from one of the best liberos in the world, an Olympian, best libero in the VNL recently. That's a very silent part of the Betty De La Cruz team, but it's important.
A service from Betty De La Cruz. There is nothing silent about that. Plus 12 personal points, plus 1 on the scoreboard, and we're at 31-25. Check that. 32-26 in stadium. We'll work on that for you. Van de Weyde nearly aced again. Opportunity, women in purple, lost. There's Nunaviller out of the back row, just enough.
Just enough, and then some. I think this Nunaviller side is realizing, or at least Sydney Hillier is, that she needs to keep feeding Nunaviller. She's kind of the only one scoring on the pins right now. Utilize her in the backcourt.
Oh. There's a middle attack. Kathy is so quick. Off the floor and laterally.
You have to be quick. If you're going to be a good middle blocker, you have to be off the floor pretty much before the setter touches the ball. And that's what makes it so difficult to get that connection, especially with a setter that you only have a couple of weeks with, maybe even a couple of days with.
Well, Kayla Caffey playing middle at 6 feet tall. Dixon, who terminates that ball 6'3", that's a substantial difference.
Both of them athletic in their own different ways. Both of them bringing a very different experience as well. But I love seeing different styles of middle. I mean, both of them are very different than a Molly McCage middle, for example. Just excellent, though.
9-5, second set, 34-26 overall. Vanderweyde covers herself. Casanova will have to put it over. Member stopped for the moment. That ball's tight. Delivered anyway, and perfectly once again by Nutsara Tomcom.
This De La Cruz Mejia side is so powerful.
Wicked.
They just have arms everywhere. I mean, if I'm blocking right now and I'm looking at Molly McCage, she was a little bit, where do I go? Do I stay in the middle? You've got Tori Dixon. Do I go to the outside? Do I watch out for Betty in the backcourt? There's just so many weapons. So tough.
Caffey with the only misstep we've seen so far here in this second set from her. What a start it's been for the number 28.
Yeah, and you'll allow it. You'd much rather a serve go out of bounds than in the net. However, if you want your team to be serving tough, you have to accept that there are going to be errors. That's just the nature of the game. You want to take the risk, you get the rewards, but you'll also get the errors.
Remember, Monet rips it, covered by Betania. And the player's saying that ball was out of bounds. Either into the block and out. Yes, that is the call. You know, it's interesting about Betania De La Cruz. You might think with her jump serve, with her arm, with the kills, and that feature for her, that she wouldn't make all the little plays. That cover.
Yeah.
Vintage Betty. Plays the whole game.
Vintage. Like that.
I want that vintage championship shirt from Betty.
Yeah, we saw Sam Fisher wearing the Season 2 championship.
Yeah.
We need a repeat.
Bravo, Sam. I'm going to have to go thrifting in Dallas to see if I can come up with that one.
Maybe we'll get a second round printed.
Remember, Mene Lecator right into the block, and eventually it does find too many touches on the De La Cruz Mejia side.
It does, but to your point, again, bodies on the floor. One of them being 37-year-old Betty De La Cruz, who told us earlier that her body's starting to wear out. She doesn't look worn out. She's getting those balls up. She's getting those touches. She's making the same efforts that a 21-year-old will be making.
Remember, Mene just pounds it through the block of Hilly and McCage.
I keep trying to think of one word to describe this De La Cruz side, but it changes every single point. One time it's balance. One time it's small touches. The next time it's power. The next time it's communication. They just have a little bit of everything.
It might be Boombaye. That might be the best word to describe it by the end of the weekend.
What language is that, Kevin?
That would be from the Rumble in the Jungle.
Oh, gotcha.
Ali Boombaye.
Okay.
Ali, kill him.
Is that like the boom shakalaka?
No, it's very different than that. Yeah.
All right. We're on two different pages then.
When We Were Kings. Great documentary on that fight. You should look it up, sports fans. Ali Boombaye. One of the great phrases ever uttered in a documentary. Tori Dixon. High reach over the top. Remember, Mene, more defense. Betty trying to go fingertips. Celebrating as though she did. Nothing called.
Well, she has the option of a challenge. Doesn't want to use it. She must not completely believe in it then. Here's another little look at it. Looking for fingers moving. Don't see any.
Right back to her.
There's a touch.
Whole hand that time. Nunaviller hard angle, lift up. Betty, little plays. That's some outside hitter on outside hitter crime right there as that ball is missed. Two outstanding digs.
Yeah, the defense has been next level on both sides, and it's unfortunate that swing from Van der Weide into the net at the end, especially after the team's working so hard to keep up the first ball.
39-31 in that overall. Keep in mind, that's how we're going to determine the match winner in 60 team points, as Brooke Nunaviller says, how would you like your turkey breast? Would you like it shaved, thinly sliced? I think that was a deli shave right there inside.
That was sashimi.
There you go. Abercrombie, lift up by Lake. No good swing had. A lot of good swings have been coming from the De La Cruz Mejia side. And that's not the best one, but it's one that works.
Doesn't always have to be pretty. Find the floor, Betty's doing it.
Find the floor and the technical timeout. Team De La Cruz Mejia up once again.
For someone who's had such a decorated career, she still has so much fun playing volleyball, and I just love to see veteran players that come to volleyball with a smile on their face. It's not work for her. This is a pleasure for Nutsara to play here in this league, and you can just see it every time she touches the ball.
Absolutely, and still enjoying the pro game after all these years. Just into the pro game is Mary Lake, number 24, wearing white for Team Nunaviller, and her former head coach and whole team are here cheering her on. Savannah?
Thanks, Kevin. I'm joined by BYU head coach Heather Olmstead. This is a special night. Tell me how the road trip lined up perfectly to get to see Mary Lake return to the volleyball court.
I mean, we're so privileged to be here to see Mary after 4 years of being out of the game, having a kid, having a family, and coming out and playing, and then for us to be on a road trip to Arizona. I mean, we're so blessed. We're so excited to support Mary and just Athletes Unlimited in general. What an opportunity for our young women to see pro volleyball. And during our season, we're so thrilled to be here.
You got to see Mary when she was the All-American, the West Coast Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Tell us what she was like back then and the things you maybe you're still seeing tonight.
Oh, she's a competitor. She's fiery. She's got energy. She's there for her teammates. I'm hearing her yell, cover every ball. She is who she is every day, every night, and it's just so cool to see her playing with all these women. And I'm her biggest fan, our team is, and so for our players to be able to see her playing in this environment, so happy for her and the sport.
Well, it's been a huge impact for pro volleyball in the U.S. because it gives college players the opportunity to watch it on TV. But tonight in person, what do you hope your athletes take away from watching this match that maybe they can take into their season right now?
Yeah, we talked about just having inspirational moments and dreaming big, and some of our players want to play pro, and there's nothing cooler than being able to see it in your season while you're still playing in college, and just hope that that could be you one day. So we're stoked for them to see it.
Well, I know you guys played Arizona last night. You got ASU tomorrow night. Coach, good luck. Thanks for chatting with us and giving us a perspective on, you know, the journey to be here, to be a pro, and then coming from a college program like this. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Heather Olmstead from one of the great American volleyball families. Brother Sean Olmstead coaching there at BYU on the men's side. Their father, Rick, longtime referee, reffed a bunch of my matches. Gave me, I think, 7 yellow cards and 1 red.
I can't imagine that.
Not sure of that exact stat, but we'll have to go back and check the stone tablets, see if it was recorded.
I'm sure it wasn't deserved. Absolutely not. Couldn't possibly imagine you talking back to a ref.
Obviously, you didn't know me, Key. 18-12, De La Cruz Mejia. They are playing a lot of defense over there. There is some offense at the net from Molly McCage. Haven't called her name in quite a while.
Well, we'll start calling it more then. We'll just have her get back involved. But I love going back to what Savannah just talked about. The players can dream big from watching this sport on TV, in their living rooms, on the internet, while they're traveling. Athletes Unlimited is inspiring the next generation, and we're so lucky to be part of it.
Well, and keep in mind, 4 years ago, professional women's volleyball in America was something of ancient history. It was going all the way back to the late 90s, the last attempt that had been made to have professional indoor women's volleyball be a thing. Athletes Unlimited led the way, and now, of course, there are so many opportunities for women to play in America. PVF and Love Volleyball, both heading into a season in January, second for PVF, first for Love. Manet Lecator has that one. Lecator, remember, Manet can't get the kill, but that block will go to Hilly. As we have a sub there, Bug in at setter. That's Maddie Bug out of Stanford, along with the opposite, Kelsey Payne.
Yeah, some changes needing to happen on this side.
More changes now as Temi Thomas Ilara checks in. Former Northwestern and Wisconsin standout. She'll immediately see a serve. Tough one.
Oh.
A host of excellent defensive plays from both liberos. Dig for dig. De La Cruz cannot get that one over the net. But they continue to lead.
Yeah, pretty healthy lead there, but the Nunaviller side, almost a complete overhaul. Fresh faces in 3 different positions. And I think that's just, she's just decided we need something. Someone's got to step up. If the players on court aren't doing it, give a fresh chance to the other legs.
Well, there's some fresh energy. Ilara from the service line. Payne, bump set. And remember, these changes are all made by the captain. And there's Whit paying off with Payne. Kelsey Payne played at Kansas. Now a professional career all over the world, 5-6 countries. He's going to play in Omaha in the upcoming season. Backslide, Lake digging in, but it's not enough. Tori Dixon with a blast.
Yeah, this purple side looking so well oiled. And again, if it's not one attacker from the pins, now it's the middle blockers getting a little more action. The defensive play from the Japanese libero has been fantastic. Got a new setter in there. Everything just looking real smooth.
Betty smoothly down the line as well. Doesn't all have to be power. 21-16.
Betty's dangerous, even when she's calm, cool, and collected. But once you see her with those dagger eyes, that's when you know it's serious business. So if you're on the purple side, again, a few errors creeping in, but that strong serving is what got them in this position in the first place.
46-38, their lead in the overall. Abercrombie rips inside. Bug with the defense. Now at the controls. She finds Nunaviller for the kill. That's Stanford to Oregon for a Pac-12 success. Well, not anymore.
So many changes.
Back then. Another opportunity to score. Betty was there a bit early. Bug to Nunaviller is good once again. Is there enough time left? I would say so. McCage at the line. Rolling to within 2.
Well, I'm liking this change anyway. I like this Bug to Nunaviller connection. Just bringing that ball a little more inside so she can slice on the side of it.
Ball's tight. Good defensive spot. Nunaviller chips it. McCage with the defense, but not quite enough. the run ends.
Again, Betty De La Cruz bringing out all the weapons. And I like also, I don't like when the middle gets attacked in the backcourt, but that's a smart play by De La Cruz. She knows that Molly McCage is back there, and defense is not our specialty. Middles, hate to admit it.
Defense at the net is where middles succeed. Bug with the dig and spin. Nunaviller getting so much work. Abercrombie takes a little off that time. Timeout called by Team Nunaviller. 23-19, the score on the board. This is Team De La Cruz Mejia, and once again at the controls is Betania De La Cruz. She's been in the captain's chair quite a bit. She's quite experienced in that role.
For me, captain have to be like a leader, but also have to motivate their teams without forget she's still a player. Like, to not think too much about, oh, I'm captain, I have to do everything perfect. For me, it's not like this. I'm a player first, but also I want to lead my team and motivate them. What makes good captain, I think, is like, be you, do your best, and with this, I think the team will follow you and you will have a good result.
'11th time as a captain this week. Nobody knows better how to build a team, and she does such a great job of that. She mentioned in the draft, she's got everything she needs, talent, but also, and get this, you might be surprised to hear, also, she was happy that they are all nice players. You wouldn't imagine that that would be something that would be coming from Betty's lips, but she knows how important it is to have chemistry, always wants her players to be adaptable, and I'm loving the way she's put her team together, but also her play. She stepped up. We knew she would. She's got 14 points already. Balance, though, that's what makes her so dangerous right now, is she doesn't have to carry the whole weight of the world on her shoulders, which, to be fair, I think she likes to do.
Well, maybe she did with Brittany Abercrombie, having seen that offensive performance, took her off the board with the #1 pick. And she does have that experience. She actually tied for second all-time in terms of AU Pro Sports across all the sports with 11. Odyssey Sims has sat in that chair 11 times on the basketball side. And on the lacrosse side, Sam Apuzzo has gone 12.
But I think it really does count for something. Having that experience, you can know from the outside, here's what I would do, here's what I could do, but actually sitting in that chair, being in those Zoom rooms, having that pressure in the moment to make a decision within just a couple of seconds really is all you have to make that decision to put a team together. It can be quite nerve-wracking. So the more often you do it, the more you're going to get accustomed to it, and the better teams you're going to put together.
Okay, you have more than a few seconds. It shouldn't be nerve-wracking to figure out how you can have a chance to win a volleyball autograph by the AU Pro Volleyball athletes, by all of them. And you can do it by going to auprosports.com/enter to register today. So you're watching now, you might have a volleyball in your hand by mid-season.
I like those odds.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Can we enter? I could use the extra volleyball.
You need more swag?
I mean, I just need more reps.
Not supposed to play with the autograph ball, Key Michael. Olympian Key Michael and Kevin Barnett courtside watching Nunaviller unleash on that one to get to 20.
She's starting to get that look in her eyes that we saw last season. She's trying to rally her team. She's trying to find ways to put pressure back on the other side. I love her style of play.
+8 for that kill for the captain, Brooke Nunaviller. Backslide. Caffey doesn't connect. And second misconnection there. 23-21. Betania De La Cruz settling down the troops.
That's how you do it. Just keep chipping away point by point. It's a good idea to run the middle there, that connection just a slight bit off. But every point counts here.
Payne keeps the pressure on. Oh, that ball is too tight. And the payoff. Maddie Bug next to Lauren Page. Team Nunaviller within 1.
They are right there. It looked like it was done. Just moments ago, it looked like this set was over.
23-19.
Make a couple of changes, right? Just a couple of new players.
Well, you mentioned bringing in that energy, trying to change it around. They have done so. Lake keeps the positivity flowing. They'll have to generate one more opportunity. Off the swing of Betania. Sharp dug by Nuneviller. Dueling opposites. Oh, Kojima. She's been a human highlight reel. Nunneviller's solution is just hit it harder and it works. We are tied.
Man, the defense is the story of that point. Having a look at this one from Kojima. Cut down the line and she keeps it in play. Nuneviller able to swing again. Kojima again keeping it up. Just not enough, but the defense on fire right now.
Looking for the lead. Can they do it with this swing? Yes, they can. Vanderwatt out of the back row, and Team Nuneviller is at a set point. What a rally. A run of 5 to get to this point.
Let me just pick my jaw up off the ground. Nuneviller have just turned it around.
Giving up 0 points out of the timeout. Overpass. Oh, that could have been it. Lake. Nuneviller. No. Betty, yes.
No surprise there that that ball goes directly to Betty De La Cruz. I wanted to look over at her face as we realized that Nuneviller had a chance to win there, and she was looking a little stressed, I have to say.
Overtime for the first time this season. It comes in our 5th set. Nuneviller down the line. Tom with the dig. Kojima, De La Cruz. International flair. Mary Lake getting in on it. Cappy into the net. Second opportunity to close Team Nuneviller.
If anything, if Nuneviller is able to pull out this set gritty, how much fight do you have to be to come back from down a few points to a team that was just really in rhythm?
We have a challenge issued. Team De La Cruz Mejia has issued a challenge, maybe just to slow the momentum to some extent.
I thought they were signaling they wanted to see if that ball was down, that pancake that we saw.
A diving Lake
yeah.
into the middle.
Are you allowed to challenge it though after it's already gone
Ball
back?
Up, down?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to, it's not international. You don't have to do it within 8 seconds and risk the play.
That looks up to me. It looked up in real time as well. I think that was wishful, hopeful.
Yeah, the key cam has it up.
I was impressed in real time, and I'm even more so in slow motion. That's money.
Can Lake and Team Nuneviller pick up another one? Nuneviller in the back row, issues a tough serve. First ball side out. Betania De La Cruz Mejia.
From the right side, no less. If you're Nutsara Tomcom, are you only allowed to set Betty De La Cruz now that it's sort of within set?
It's whatever she
options?
says.
Yeah.
If she calls for it, yes. Lake perfect pass, dump, picked up. Looking for the lead. Abercrombie, no, not yet. Beautiful bump set, pays off. Lauren Page, well done. Who said they can't do something with their forearms? Key Michael.
Great heads up play there, exactly by the middle blocker. Just kind of spinning around, her teammates helping her, saying, hey, ball's right in on your head. That would have been a tough ball to lose.
Trying to close this set. That would put them within 2 with 1 set to go. And you're gonna have some call, it's gonna be over. We will play on here in the second, 26 apiece.
McCage eager to finish it, but she knows That ball just staying on Nutsara's side, called over.
McCage gets it right back and wins it. Fourth set point on the way.
That's the perfect time to set Molly McCage. If you know anything, if you were watching any of the last 3 seasons, it's when she gets a little frustrated, that's when she's gonna have her best slide.
A little frosty.
Yeah.
Vanderweide closes. There when they needed her to close out the second set. They come to within 51-49 in the overall, but they take home 40 team points for everyone. They win set 2 by 2. Second set goes the way of Team Nunaviller in overtime, 28-26. Huge to get those 40 team points in the victory. And also to bring it within 2 points here, 51-49. Team Dela Cruz clinging to a 2-point advantage in the overall for those 60 team points and the match win. 12 kills, 13 digs by the captain, Brooke Nunaviller, getting it done for her side.
Well, I think halfway through that set, we had kind of called it over, and that is exactly when Nunaviller stepped up. She realized, hey, I'm gonna have to do most of the dirty work myself. She made a couple of changes as well, brought in some different players, a different look, a different energy. But the consistency out of Nunaviller herself, with maybe less smiles than usual on her face, but that kind of determination right there, you can see it in her eyes. She was not gonna let this match go easily, not gonna let that set go without a fight, and that is the kind of captain that you wanna play for, her entire team stepping up.
Brooke Nunaviller, you see that 13 digs, those add up when you start getting +5 for every single one of those. Let's check in with Savannah Collins for more.
Well, those 13 digs are what Brooke Nunaviller is known for, and she knows that. Talking about this season and her goals, she said, hey, ball control is always going to be a given for me. But she feels like right now the strongest part of her game is her power and her jump. She said, I feel stronger than ever right now. You know, she has that reputation of being an outside hitter who a lot have said is not big enough. But she has doubled down on not only can I play this position, but year after year as a pro, I am going to get bigger and I am going to get better.
Brooke Nunaviller in her second week as team captain. What does she think about the system? How does she approach it? What does she know? Here she is on the position and the responsibility.
I think a lot of different things make a good team, and I think like the 2 things that I specifically look at are the skill, the volleyball players, like how physical can you be, how talented can you be. The other half of that is just the chemistry of your teammates and like how well you can gel and play together. In a team sport, I think that's just as important as the physicality and talent. So there's a lot of different things to look at when you're drafting. There's who are my point scorers. You need to score points in order to win volleyball games, but you also have to look at who can I pass best next to, who do I have the best communication with, what setter connects best with myself and also the hitters that I'm drafting. So I think it's 50% physicality and talent and 50% really good people, and I think we have a lot of that at AU.
I say it all the time, Athletes Unlimited is so unique, and the players are looking for their teammates to be good people, good humans, good to work with. It's interesting that Brooke talked about that, having chosen Sydney Healy. They played 2 weeks together last season, each of them taking turns in that captain's role, so they both know how to be a leader as well as a teammate, and they have clearly very good chemistry.
Let's see if that chemistry can win this third set and the overall match. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael, who you just heard from. We're enjoying our second match of the evening between Team Dela Cruz Mejia and Team Nunaviller in this week 1 of what will be 5 weeks of Athletes Unlimited play. An individual champion will be crowned for the 4th time in this sport at the end of our 5-week run. Abercrombie, nobody up. That's a gift.
Yeah, you can't go no block against Brittany Abercrombie. She's proven herself to be a fantastic asset on Betty's side, balancing out that offense at the pins. Pretty much everything she's touching turning to gold.
Betty misses that one into the net, but her serve can be absolutely deadly.
And you wonder if that's a momentum shift carrying over from the end of the last set. Interesting point, though, to make is on Team Nunaviller's side, it's Maddie Bug who's got the starting role. So I talked about Sydney Healy and Nunaviller having a great connection, but adapting, right? Things aren't working, keep the players in that are looking good.
High over the block and down. Is it smart to take the offense away from De La Cruz as much as you can early in a set?
Definitely. Establish some other zones. We know that the ball's going to go back to Betty De La Cruz in those crucial moments. She's going to get 9 balls out of 10 when it's tight on the line. So everyone else, they can prove what they can do now. It's easier for her in the long run.
Here's McCage with the kill, and you'd like to hear more of that if you're a fan of Team Nunaviller, as they have stayed with a couple of changes, leaving Kelsey Payne in there, who was at the service line for that run at the end of the second set. They trailed at one point 19-14 and 23-19. They called a timeout, and they ran it right back to the point where they had the advantage, and eventually the victory as Abercrombie collects yet another kill off that wicked left arm.
She's so lean. She contacts that ball so high. I mean, we're in a perfect position to see it on that attack in particular. She's got so many options as she looks at the blockers in front of her.
AVCA All-American during her time at USC. Abercrombie, did she get the ball again? No, this time it's out to the left side. Member Monet picked up by Payne. And the backslide is good all the way cross court from Molly McCage.
McCage targeting us over here on that super sharp cross court. Not quick enough to defend it though, I don't think.
Molly McCage hitting 600 in this match. Remember last year, single match record hit 824 with 14 kills. That was career high back October 23rd of 2023. No swing here. Can you go middle? Lake, a charging cover. And a finish at the net. Oh, bug. Setters. Inside of every setter is a could have been all-star hitter.
Well, I think that's the value of a good, tall setter, as she thanks her teammates as well, is aggressive at the front court. Make plays when they come to you. Do good things when that ball's coming over the net. Just a strong, high snap.
Played for Imoco last year, won the title in Italy. Member Monet blasting Lake perfectly positioned with the platform. Dixon backslide winner. Tori Dixon with that kill, originally from Minnesota. Played pro since 2013, Azerbaijan, Japan, Italy, China, been everywhere. Alternate twice for the Olympic Games.
And she was De La Cruz's second pick. Interesting that both these team captains chose a middle in their first couple of rounds.
Member Monet with the dig. And a chip shot from Betania. Her chip shots have a bit extra on them, don't they?
Chippy shots.
It's a chippy shot?
Chip on the shoulder. Chirpy.
Getting a little chirpy and chippy with your chip shot?
Yeah.
McCage deep in the corner. Abercrombie playing some defense too to go with that offense.
Vanderweider finishing off though. And interestingly, I was looking at some of the stats and she had no points in the first set, then turned it on and she got 5, I believe, in the second set. So that was a big difference as well from set number 1 to number 2, is that Nunaviller started to have Vanderweider producing some offense.
Including the winning swing. Finish
Correct.
it off. All right. Dixon to serve. Caffey front row, blocking middle. Vanderweider, tough swing. Nothing there.
Interesting to see how aggressive some players go on a ball like that. I mean, that's way out of system. She's outside the antenna. For me, I'm just putting that with 2 hands over the net. Be simple, focus on your blocking defense.
Big block by Caffey, and they extend what has been their first lead of this set now to 8-6. 59-55. Sorry, Key. Keep an eye on that overall score. That's what's going to determine those 100 points that are available in this set, as that one is wide from Dixon. She'll take some minus points there. And to your point about managing different situations, you have to manage your own points in this league in those situations.
Yeah, I wonder how much, because I mean, as a player, I wasn't thinking about those points. I was just focusing on how do you do the best for your team? How do you win every single set when you can? And I would assume that's what the players are thinking about here.
Vanderweider continues her hot play here in the second half of this match as Maddie Bug goes back to serve, number 10. North Carolina, played at Stanford. Had an excellent career there, part of a golden recruiting class, 3-time All-American. Chipped off the edge. Chippy, chatty, extra winner from 81.
Well, Betty De La Cruz had that last set completely stolen out from under her. 5-point lead at one point, looked perfectly comfortable to win the set. And then the gold side come from out of nowhere, so she has every right to be a little bit upset.
Yeah, not only that, but what it would have been if they won by 5, which they were leading by 5 late, that would have been a pretty commanding 9-point lead in the overall headed into the third set. They would have been leading something like 50-41 had they been able to close. Instead, they find themselves in a situation where 100 points are up for grabs here in the third. Nice high swing. Everything about that looked great, except for it being long. 9-9.
Just out. A good effort there by Payne, and I like that she's going deep into the corner, or into the end line, excuse me.
Clicking over to 10-9 for Team De La Cruz Mejia. Betty hit the line missed last time, conservative this time. Caffey, block, cover. Monet, termination.
There's that power again. Every single pin right now, and I'm looking at the three between Abercrombie, Member Monet, and Betty De La Cruz. There's just something everywhere on the court.
Member Monet started her pro career in Italy, played for the Atlanta Vibe in the PVF this last year. Worked her way into the starting lineup as that season wore on.
Oh, great up.
We need a Kojima highlight reel for sure for our next match coming on Sunday. Abercrombie, a little self-preservation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that ball covered. That may not have been over. It was hit, contacted. Chance to steal. No. Not yet. How about one more time? Abercrombie. No, Lake is underneath it. Nunaviller blast long. The old show and pull.
Holy moly, this is volleyball. Team De La Cruz with some stinking good defense. Right here is the first one, that tip from the libero, keeping things in play, but that wasn't just the only one. We saw it over and over and over again. There's one from Nutsara keeping things in play. And again, these are the little things that are gonna win matches, these small details. So tough for Nanavilla's team to earn a point there.
Challenge issued on that pancake we just saw from Nutsara Tomcom. That was close. Key, did you have that one up?
I had it up.
Okay.
I had it up, but I just wonder if Nunavilla was just a little bit frustrated because she went for that final swing and the blockers just pulled their hands away. So perhaps she's just looking to try and slow some things down.
Maddie Bug and Deidre Collins-Parker talking about it. Second season as a facilitator for Collins-Parker as we look at this. Potential up, ruled good in live play, and play continued.
Ooh.
It looks a little short to me, Key, when it's slowed down.
Yeah, let's see another angle there. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Sadly, I think a lot of what went on the rest of that rally is going to hit the cutting room floor.
Yeah, just an inch more. She would have had it. Longer arms, Nutsara, that's what you need.
Gadget arms of some kind?
Exactly.
Go Nutsara arms? Sounds weird without the alliteration.
Do you know what, though? I mean, this team has been fantastic, and look how hard it was for the gold side to earn that point, and they had to come down to a challenge. So whether or not, whichever way it goes,
and it does go the way of De La Cruz Mejia.
The risk now of Team De La Cruz Mejia is getting a little too comfortable. There's that lead again. They have 3 points in the pocket. They had 5 in the last set, but we've seen that storm come back on Miller's side.
Remember to keep an eye on that overall. 63-58. Payne absolutely crushes that ball and it ends up out of bounds. 12-10, nice response by Team Nunaviller.
Payne's been a nice addition to that right side for Nunaviller. 2 points so far for her since coming in.
Tom, Caffey, good night now.
We just got to check to make sure there's not a hole in the floor over there on that side. Caffey, she's been hitting the gym. What'd she have for breakfast? Great movement as well. Nutsara does such a good job on those one-handed contacts.
McCade's trying to answer, does just that. Hey, deep to the corner. That's excellence of a different variety.
And it's interesting, of course, in retrospect, it's easy to say now, but if you were to guess, a middle blocker's just got a great attack. If you're a setter, you're going to give your middle blocker a chance as well.
And then feed your pin. The 2-2 with another kill.
I love the mind games that setters play with each other. And that's half the battle, right? It's a chess game between the kind of quarterbacks of the team.
Abercrombie already 13 kills, hitting .320. She leads for Team De La Cruz Mejia. Betty with the dig. Remember Monet. She's high into it. Snap there, deep joust. Better opportunity for Abercrombie, who goes high into the hands and out of bounds, continuing to show her value at the #1 draft pick.
And for me, it keeps coming down to her hitting high and consistently deep.
Technical timeout. Team De La Cruz Mejia looking good for the overall victory. Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. We're going to be with you for the next 5 weeks. From Mesa, Arizona, just outside Phoenix, come and visit us to watch the excellence that's already been on display here in match #1 and now match 2. 66-60 the lead for Team De La Cruz Mejia over Team Nunaviller. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael. Savannah Collins on the sidelines, enjoying our first evening of play. We'll be here on most Friday nights. I know it's a Thursday now. We'll be back with you on Sunday and then Monday this week. And then it'll be Friday, Sunday, Monday throughout the rest of our remaining 4 weeks of play before we crown an individual champion. Will it be number 81 in purple, Betania De La Cruz? Once again, she was champion 2 years ago. Could have been in the mix last year had it not been for the lead up to the Paris Olympic Games. As Brooke Nunaviller is going to be looking to upgrade her standing from 3rd place up to a potential title and championship, the Arizona native. Remember, each one of our matches is 3 sets, played to 25, win by 2. The aggregate score is what determines the overall win. You get 40 set points, that is team points, as Natalia Valentin-Anderson gets in on a dancing contest. 40 set points for each victory, 60 for the overall, 180 team points, which make up 60% of your score generally, depending upon how good your stats are, throughout those team victories or losses.
Does it feel like it's still night #1? I feel like so many stories have already unraveled and unfolded in front of us.
Just wait. Just wait.
There's more.
Okay,
There's
Michael.
more.
We also have chair chats. I think Becca Latham is with us. A service for her side. Becca, that's looking pretty good. How's the energy on your side?
It's great. You know, we got our cheers going on the bench. It's, you know, our first game, but I feel like our cheers are coming together slowly but surely. The energy's great. You know, we're out here, we're playing. It's fun.
All right, you played at Denver.
Yeah.
Career starter there. You played overseas.
Yeah.
Describe what it's been like being a professional volleyball player.
I mean, being a professional volleyball player, it's a good gig, obviously, but you know, it's hard work and it takes a lot of resilience and, you know, determination. And it's also awesome because I feel like in the professional league, you get to meet a bunch of amazing players. Like, you see the talent here tonight. It's insane. So, like, I feel blessed to even be able to be in Athletes Unlimited because this is American Professional League, and I'm just grateful to be here because the level is so high and all these girls are just like super. It's amazing. And I think that, you know, being a professional athlete, you know, you got to just work, put in that work and show up and be a good teammate. So, yeah.
Well, there's so many positives about being a professional athlete. Some of the negatives, being away from family and friends, possibly being away from your pitbull Tank, your pitbull named Tank. What's he up to these days?
Oh my gosh, my mom keeps sending me videos. She stays sending me videos of Tank. He's just a big old baby. He's 2 years old. He sleeps, he eats, you know. She sends me videos of him and his face is all squished, and I just miss him so much. I even have like a little keychain of him that I like look at. It's like an actual like, it's him. I like a customized one, and I really miss him.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. A lot of people bring their pets here. All right, one more thing here. You played for Tom Hogan at Denver?
Yeah.
All right, chance to unload. Just tell us all the dirt on Hogan.
Absolutely not. I could not do that. Tom Hogan, shout out if he's watching. Great coach, made a great culture. He had a great career at Denver. Like, I'm so grateful he was my head coach, and you know, I miss him. Him and his family were just amazing, and he was a funny guy. He was also funny, so that was good. It wasn't like he was a serious coach, which I was grateful for. And you know, he had the hookups. He's one of the reasons I'm here. So shout out, no dirt.
One of the top humans you'll meet in the game, Tom Hogan.
He's great.
Becca, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. That was kind of fun. Cool.
Very good. We'll talk to you again as we have a challenge out on court. Remember, 2 challenges per team per set. Betania with kind of a wry smile on her face.
Yeah, she's starting to look comfortable again, isn't she? Got herself back into the driver's seat.
Well, that ball clearly off of Tori Dixon's left hand. Looking for a net touch here. Team Nunaviller with the challenge.
That's pretty close, but I don't think so. You have to look at the arms.
The ball will stay with Team De La Cruz Mejia, as will the lead.
I missed that whole point because I was just thinking about Tank, the pit bull.
You got lost in the dogs.
I did.
You did.
I can't wait to see photos of him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You want to take photos of him.
Yep.
Molly McCage
I want to be besties.
takes yet another kill.
Molly McCage and her fantastic puppy Franklin. Hopefully we'll get to see him as well at some point this season. Fan favorite.
Foot fault by Molly McCage. Unfortunate timing for that as Team De La Cruz Mejia creeps closer, although we have seen Team Nunaviller go on a run. They'll need more late set heroics if they're going to salvage the overall. They trail 70-63 in this 100-point set. Perfectly handled ball. Back row attack is dug. No, it is not. No second touch. Paige Briggs-Romine with the kill. Western Kentucky standout.
I like seeing a few changes as well on the De La Cruz side, knowing that she's got a pretty comfortable lead here, bringing in some fresh faces, see what else her teammates can do.
Romine, another one of those undersized dynamic outside hitters at 5'10". Played for the Omaha Supernovas, champion of PBF this last year. All right, timeout on the court gives us a chance to go into the game once again, this time with your favorite, number 5, Molly McCage.
Everybody's favorite.
Yeah, feet. Perfect. Yes, and let's go, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Have we even practiced together?
No, I've actually set you to this. I was like, okay.
Yeah, all right. We're a little rusty. It's been about 5 years. Let's go. So good. Let's go. Perfect, Sid. Yes. Drive, Brooke. Oh, baby. I'm still not in. Yes. Yes, Brooke. Way to work, Brooke. Hustle hard.
I love that. Molly saying, did we even practice together? We've only set a couple of balls. It's been about 5 years. Of course, they did play together back in the day, but you need practice at middles and setters. You need the connections.
Ow, my hair, and I'm still not in. My two favorite comments from the evening when we go into the action, that time with Molly McCage, who has 9 kills on 14 swings. Savannah Collins, what else?
So good. That is what talk about reunited, and it feels so good. That is what Molly McCage and Maddie Bug are experiencing this season. They played together for the very first time when they were 16 years old on the USA Youth National Team. Then they got back together again when they were 25 in Germany, playing on a team in Stuttgart, and this is their reunion here at AU Volleyball. We saw Bug come in and make that big impact in the second set, and I got to ask Molly McCage the impact that she can have on a team. She said Maddie is crafty and aggressive. She'll turn and swing, and we saw that from her. Like you said, Kevin, in every setter, there is a hitter just itching to swing, and Bug is one who is not afraid to do it. Molly said she brings a calm energy to a team. She keeps things light and fun. And in a game where you're just battling, trying to find a way in a set, Bug is a person who can really make that difference on the court and off.
And just perfect and lovely of them to just sit talking while we talk about the two of them. Couldn't have scripted it better. Thanks, guys. Great job, Sav. That's a great information. Love that story.
Of course, Hilly in right now, and a delivery that time to Nunneviller. Captain with the kill. Long way to go here for Team Nunneviller. They've proven before they can make the journey.
It's interesting, Coach, I'm about to say Coach Nunneviller, Captain Nunneviller, utilizing all of her weapons, right? We saw Hilly come back in. Now she's got Bug back on the court. She's using everything she has to try and get herself out of this hole.
Right, Payne, who did not start this match, has come in and made a difference. Oh, Van de Wyde. Getting her feathers above the net.
That is huge moment, and you called it out, right? Van de Wyde was one of the players that stepped up in that second set, got that final kill. Can she do it again here?
Betty with solid contact.
Well, Betty's going to make it hard for anyone on the other side to get the defense. That one landing just on the end line. Again, she's swinging high, she's swinging hard. Looking for ways to find that ball on the floor, always, is Betty.
And changing the setter, Lisa Childress went across the front row. Guitar Tom Com returns to the back row. Nunneviller covered by Lake. Right side, Van de Wyde. Again, a kill for number 8. Those are positive signs for Nunneviller, even if it's not great in this match, even if it's not enough right now. They will have to play 2 more matches.
And we talked a lot about how Betty's team is so balanced. Nunneviller now starting to see some of the pieces come together that she drafted.
Latanya, pass, swing right side. Right into the lap of Van de Wyde. Tip nearly went. Liberos trade digs, and then it's off the hands and out for Nunneviller.
That's a big point for me. That one right there, it could have been a much different looking scoreline. You go 3-point differential versus 5. Nunneviller has to keep just scrapping away. That's exactly what they're doing, making it so tough.
Well, it's a 4-1 run out of the timeout. That's how you stop a scrapper.
Taffy's been impressive. I've loved seeing her kind of shine in this match. Have another look at it. That perfect ball in, Nutsara using a bit of space. She's running that ball a couple of feet in front of her, making sure that Caffey has that angle to come back in away from the block.
Betty at the line. Does she rip it? Yes, she does. Back line. Even better swing from Nuneviller as her team remains in touch within 3.
Again, not going quietly. Forcing De La Cruz Mejia's team to earn every single point.
Perfect pass. And the result, a kill. I'll tell you what, Nutsara Tomcom took 0 steps to set that one.
Yeah, that's something we haven't really talked about, is the reception's been pretty much on point on the De La Cruz Mejia side. Nutsara not having to move much, and she's a tough setter to read even when she's sprinting across the court. So if you don't make her move, easy peasy.
To your point, 0 aces given up by Team De La Cruz Mejia. And they will get the call here. A swing at it has them to a match ball. They lead 75-68. First chance to close. Hand line with the serve, but it is not converted. So we're seeing a lot of the roster here as Caffey will check back in for number 26, Kayla Handline. And then libero, Manami Kojima will come back for the second opportunity, second match ball, looking for 100 points. Middle to Dixon, and that'll do it. So aside from a little hiccup in the latter moments of the second set, a pretty dominant performance by Team De La Cruz Mejia.
We said it over and over again, balance on this team. You saw it at the pins. You've got the big swingers like De La Cruz, like Abercrombie, who are getting those big points. Remember Monet, another one. But when you've got some really strong attackers, Tori Dixon, Kayla Caffey, contributing as well, and combine that with the fact that you've got setters that are elite. I mean, this is such a well-rounded machine.
Number 1 pick played like it, 16 kills for Brittany Abercrombie. And each one of the players here clad in purple gets 60 points for the overall and 40 for the set victory via this kill from Tori Dixon. We'll be back to talk to the winners in Mesa.
They won, so it's a long way to go. So day by day and game by game, I think I will be better, and yes, I'm in the way.
Well, we can't wait to see it. Thank you, Betty. Kevin, Key, back to you.
If you're the captain, you love to see your number 1 pick perform. Bethany De La Cruz chose Brittany Abercrombie, 16 kills, 1 block, 9 digs, and an ace in her AU debut.
Yeah, not a bad way to come out of the gate. We knew it. We saw her in the scrimmages being fantastic, and she showed her range. You saw some cuts. You saw them over the block, down the line. She's doing a lot of different things in one position. We love a lefty on the right side, and she's finding ways to score. And she was a really good compliment to Betty, and we talked about that balance in all areas of Betty's team. I think Betty specifically did such a fantastic job of drafting.
And she's with Savannah.
Thanks, Kevin. Brittany, 16 kills on 40 swings. What was it like taking on that kind of load for your squad tonight?
I didn't even know that I had 40 swings. I was just kind of going with the flow, going with the game, and trying to produce for my team. But yeah, maybe I'll feel it tomorrow, but I'm not feeling it yet.
Well, we've talked about it all night, how balanced this offense was. 5 different players had 10 or more swings. How does that open it up for everybody to be successful and get better looks at the net?
Yeah, that's all credit to Nutsara. She's such a good setter at balancing the offense, and it makes it hard for the other team to block us because they can't commit to one side or the other. They have to stay balanced, and it leaves a lot of splits in the block or one-on-one blocks. So that's all credit to Nutsara.
We only had 2 days of practice coming into this game. This team looked like a well-oiled machine. What was it that allowed you all to click like this on night 1?
I think we just came into practice really focused. We focused a lot on serve and pass, and I played with Nutsara in the scrimmages, as did Lek. So I feel like we already had a good feeling with her. So there were only a couple other players that had to get a feeling with her, and I think we just came out to compete.
You were Betty's #1 pick of the draft. What was it like being her complement tonight in this game? And really the duo you all were able to be as pins.
Yeah, I felt honored that she picked me, but it makes sense to pick one outside and one opposite so that the block, you always have a good attacker up front, and the blocker has to choose which side they want to go to.
Thank you, Brittany. Congratulations on a great game.
Thank you so much.
Kevin Key, back to you.
Team De La Cruz Mejia hits 250 for the match as a group, has 4 aces, and gave away a goose egg.
Yeah, that's the tail of the tape is right there. Some really strong serving, 4 aces to 0 on the other side. And at the same time, they were passing absolute dimes. You mentioned it, no errors in the reception on Team De La Cruz. That means Nutsara, who is fantastic as a setter in her own right, just had a really good night.
And again, hard to get kills. 73 digs for Team De La Cruz Mejia. Certainly played a role in the offensive opportunities that they got as they out-hit the other side by just 50 percentage points. Not that big, but when you have a lot more opportunity, it can definitely be impactful. Mary Lake with her BYU Cougars. Nice of Heather Olmstead and the crew to come out. What a fortuitous bounce in the schedule, ours and theirs, to create that special moment. Kevin Barnett and Key Michael carried you through a lovely evening of volleyball as he opened AU Play here in 2024. And Key, give me your impressions.
I had a blast. I knew that I would. You knew that we would. Sitting next to you in this chair is such a special experience. Knowing that I've been out there on the court, I can almost envision what the players are feeling, but it's almost even better just to sit here and be able to absorb it and appreciate it. And again, this league is beyond always over-delivering in terms of level of play, in terms of characters on the court, in terms of broadcast production. I was blown away, and I had so much fun.
Okay, Thursday now, Sunday, the next match is what matters on Sunday that you saw tonight?
We saw a lot of good volleyball play. We saw everything from tough serving. We saw some really good reception on this De La Cruz side. I think what matters is the consistency. We need to have players that are going to step up and perform again. You can't have one good night and then not a good night. You can't be inconsistent up and down. That's the kind of thing that's going to carry teams and players across an entire season, because it might be short, it's 5 weeks, but it's a long time to have a great performance over and over again. So I think what matters on Sunday is coming out hot out of the gate with some tough serving and just learning things from these matches that passed today.
1 of 3 on the weekend is in the books, and we're looking forward to a whole lot more as we look forward to our next evening of play. That will be on Sunday. Won't you join us? Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball does continue 7 p.m. Eastern. It'll be Team De La Cruz Mejia against Team Valentine Anderson. You can check out where to watch on the website. Go to auprovolleyball.com. For Key Michael, Savannah Collins, and our entire crew, I'm Kevin Barnett. We'll see you in a couple days for more Top Shelf Volley.